Portland Bureau of Transportation wants to make riding your bike all year long a lot easier and more fun. Their program, Ride Through the Seasons, encourages you to try out cycling year-round through a series of group rides and skill-building workshops. In addition to all that, they're also hosting a month-long Rainy Rider photo contest in November with chances to win some awesome prizes. To learn more and get involved, text BIKE to 888-520-0526 or visit portland.gov/ride seasons. That's portland.gov/ride seasons. Hey guys, want to make your home cozier and save a little more money? Take a free online energy assessment from Energy Trust of Oregon. It's fast, easy, and gives you personalized tips to boost your home energy savings, lower bills, and more comfort. Shoot, I'm taking this quiz. Let's take it together at visitenergytrust.org/assessment. We can join thousands of Oregonians already making smarter energy moves. That's energytrust.org/assessment. Aside from craft beer and maybe naked bike rides, Portland is widely known as a coffee town, and we have hundreds of coffee shops to choose from. So since fall usually means we're hanging out indoors a bit more, today on CityCast Portland, we thought we'd revisit a conversation we had earlier this year about the best coffee shops in town. To help you narrow down your choices, or maybe, help you discover a new favorite spot. Joining me to discuss the best of the best are producers John Notarianni and Giulia Fiaoni, as well as top picks from you, our listeners. It's Monday, October 20th. I'm Claudia Meza, and this is what Portland's talking about. Before we get into it, I want to know what both of your go-to coffee drink orders are and why. Mm-hmm. John, you want to start us off?
Yeah. Okay. So over the course of this conversation, I'm going to lay out a theory that there's actually two approaches to a coffee shop.
He's got a theory, folks. He's got a theory.
All right. And I will explain more later. But I would say the normal coffee order is just a black coffee, just straight up, getting fuel for the day, getting ready to go. But if I'm in a mood to sort of hang out and linger a bit more, I'd probably go for a flat white. Mm-hmm. Sort of in the cappuccino latte spectrum, but it doesn't have quite as much milk as a latte where you can get that sort of I'm drinking a glass of milk feeling.
Yeah.
It doesn't have as much foam where you're oh my gosh, I'm just slurping foam off the top of this drink. So I think the flat white, a little bit more coffee than milk is the perfect ratio for me.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had a flat white, to be honest, because it's nothing that a lot of coffee shops do. Or I'll see their flat white and I'm that's just a latte, baby. That's not, you know what I mean?
More coffee, less milk. That's the whole shtick. Yeah.
It's that's just a little latte. I don't know. What about you, Giulia?
So some little bit of context here. I used to be a barista for a hot minute. Oh. And there are certain things I don't order because I know how annoying they are to make. Or just how you have to remind yourself how to do it. I'm sorry, John, one of those things is a flat white, which is silly, but true. At least in my very amateur barista brain. I only did it for a little bit. But my go-to order is an oat milk latte with honey. I just really like the frothiness of oat milk. And I am not going to be that annoying person that asks the barista to turn it into a cappuccino because oat milk just does not foam like that.
I feel like people are just coming at me left and right.
So I just settle on a latte. And then the honey's just nice and sweet. It's a little treat.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, I just want you to know that you both shat on my order. John, unintentionally, John, you're just I don't want to just be drinking nothing but foam on a cappuccino. And then Julia's just I don't want to be that asshole who's I want a cappuccino. Anyhow, my go-to order is an oat milk cappuccino.
Oh no, it's with oat milk.
John, I actually agree with you. My go-to order is normally just a black coffee. But you're why would just make that at home? Exactly. I'm very much a very frugal person when it comes to coffee. I just want to make it at home. Yeah. Also, being on tour and just kind of adult raised in the Northwest, it gave me very high standards for coffee. It's so hard to find good coffee on the road. I don't know if it's changed in the past 20 years, but all we had was Starbucks. And I'm sorry, but Starbucks coffee is not that good. It just tastes burnt to me.
Yeah.
Ain't it? Yeah.
And I don't drink milk because it upsets my innards.
As you have explained in graphic detail at certain times on this podcast.
I'm right there with you, though. That's why I get oat.
So when I do want to get fancy, I have landed on the oat milk cappuccino. It's perfect. And the foam, it like kind of just melts down and maybe
It kind of just
eventually
doesn't exist.
it doesn't. Yeah, it just sort of goes into what I would assume is a flat white, to be honest.
I was going to
Yeah,
say, sounds like a flat white.
Yeah. So I love a good oat milk cappuccino. All right. Well, we have so many options when it comes to coffee. I love that we have our mainstays, but I feel like there's a specialty shop for everyone. So which coffee shop really fits you and why? Like, what do you like about their vibe?
Okay, I can go first, and I can sort of like lean a little bit more into this like 2 coffee shop model that I'm proposing. I think that there is like a style of coffee shop when you just want to sit down, you want to have a nice drink, you want to get that like specialty barista thing. And this, to me, isn't like a long linger space time. This isn't like going and spending all day. I think that my favorite one of those is Heart Coffee.
Yeah.
They got a couple locations. I usually go to the one on Burnside. And like, again, it's not an all-day sink-in sort of place. They don't have Wi-Fi. They're just like, nah, we're not messing with that.
Oh, good to know.
The design is spacious, almost kind of like sparse, I would say, but like really beautifully designed, really nice like wood and textures. It's one of the only coffee shops I've gone into and been like, oh my gosh, this music they're playing. Sort of like modern contemporary composition and stuff. And if I'm going to go and like catch up with a friend or just like really luxuriate in a cup of coffee, I feel like that's my space.
Just John sipping on his flat white.
Just some John time, a little flat white.
Just classic.
Just listening to some Terry Riley. Just having a good time. On
Exactly.
Burnside.
Yeah. I'm just like, ooh,
Precisely.
this is so nice.
Precisely. All right, Julie, what about you?
John, I just got to say, I do really love Heart, and it is exactly that. It's the kind of place that I don't feel obligated to stay. It's more of like, wow, I really enjoy this coffee. And I love the way that you laid out those options. And for that reason, my pick is Dear Sandy on Northeast Sandy. And I'm the type of person that if I'm going to go get some coffee and I have an excuse to stay, I will stay all freaking day long. I'll read a book. I'll eat a snack. I'll get some work done. I'll make a friend. They're basically an all-day cafe that turns into a bar around like 8, 9 o'clock. They're open from 8 to 12. And the thing that's so special about that place is the community that it brings in. There are folks in there all the time. And you'll have people like myself who can also be working late into a night. There's no obligation to start drinking and kind of hanging out in a bar-like setting once it turns over. It's still a space for everybody. There's a ton of community events that go on there. And the space itself is really sweet. There's an area with a bunch of like crushed velvet couches centered around a coffee table with books on it and a whole projection screen kind of playing funky cartoons. So immediately it seems like somewhere to just like spend a good chunk of time. They also have like pretty tasty sandwich options to kind of just get you through if you don't feel like bopping in to go get food somewhere else. The barista there, Rocky, makes incredible coffee drinks. It kind of just checks all the boxes for me.
I've yet to go. I just know that it's your spot. And to be honest, you guys, like, I love you all, as coworkers. But I don't want to encroach in your, like, this is my space. Because, like, you see my face every day. And I just don't want to be like, hey, guys. Like, for a while, John, you're just like, oh, why don't you ever come to the Lombard House? I'm like, because that's yours. Like, I don't want to you just chilling, having a day where you're just like, God damn it. And I'm just like, hey, that's true. You know what I'm saying? But I want to go check out DR Sandy is what I'm saying.
Very considerate of you, Claudia. Thank you.
I'm a really nice guy. So I think I pretty much stated I'm not a big coffee shop person because I'm cheap. And I have such unexciting tastes. But we asked our listeners and our readers, like, hey, what are your favorite coffee shops? And we asked very similar questions. And we got this really interesting answer that made me want to go visit this spot. So Lee wrote, Joe started Tove. I think that's how you say it.
Tove Tov, yeah.
Tove Tov, T-O-V, yeah. In an old red double-decker London bus in a food cart pod at 32nd and Hawthorne in 2015. The shop outgrew the bus and has now moved to the old Starbucks location on 37th and Hawthorne. Joe is meticulous about coffee and experienced not to be rushed. He offers special treats like Turkish and Egyptian coffees. I love Turkish coffees, you guys.
Me too.
The shop is decorated with Egyptian rugs and furniture and is a delightful and aromatic experience. And if I were going to do something like where I'm like, oh, I'm going to go to a coffee shop and like hang out, I would go to Tov and try that because that sounds awesome.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I went when it was in the bus era and it was just so special and fun.
Yeah, it was two parts when I heard about that news that they moved over into the brick and mortar space. Because I was like, oh, the bus. But then I was like, oh, yay, they're doing really well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a really special place.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a quick break here. And when we come back, coffee shops with the best food. Hey, all you wine drinkers out there, grape harvest is coming, and I know we're spoiled here in the Willamette Valley, but if you're looking to spread your wine tasting wings, I just made that up. Walla Walla Valley in Southeast Washington is home to more than 130 wineries offering great wines and new vineyard experiences. Like, I've actually been wanting to check out Abeja, which means bee in Spanish, by the way. Their grounds look beautiful, and 4-time James Beard Award nominee chef Mike Easton heads their kitchen. And there are so many other beautiful grounds to explore that are constantly putting on special events and prefix menus. Plus, Walla Walla has a walkable historic downtown core where you can enjoy more farm fresh fine dining from other celebrated chefs. It's just a scenic 4-hour drive away, and many of these wineries have adorable accommodations on their estates. Head over to wallawalla.org for more info and to plan your visit today. That's wallawalla.org. If you're a home DIYer like me, you might have a few leftover paint cans gathering dust in your basement. Or maybe your house already came with a bunch of them like mine did. So I'm happy to share that Paint Care makes recycling your leftover paint, stain, and varnish simple and easy with convenient drop-off locations as close as your local hardware store. Paint Care has 3 simple rules for painting smarter. 1, buy the right amount of paint for the job. 2, use up leftover paint. And 3, recycle the rest. If you visit paintcare.org/3simplerules, you'll find tips on how to do all 3. Buying the right amount of paint for your project, exploring DIY ideas for how to use up leftover paint, and also just look up the nearest drop-off site in your neighborhood. Paint Care is all about keeping it simple for Oregonians. How about spots that have really good food? Because I know there are places that people go just to eat the coffee shop food, which is rare because usually it's just like, oh, there's a stale bagel behind this plexiglass. So like, what are your favorites and what do you order?
Okay, so I'm of two minds on this. I think like the hands down winner in this category is going to be Proud Mary on Alberta.
Oh, for sure.
Part of an Australian chain, correct? The claim to fame I think of this cafe is this is the place that sold the $150 cup of coffee a couple years ago. You remember this?
Yeah.
They had this like crazy rare, it was called Black Jaguar Geisha. It had like won some like international award. They were selling it for $150 a cup. And their food is just like outrageously like delicious and beautiful. The thing that caught my eye was the wild mushroom poached egg with cannellini bean whip, charred radicchio,
Oh my gosh.
shallot petals. And like, that's not even the full description. I mean, just like gorgeous, delicious, wonderful food. But I will wager that there is a place where you go only for the food, and that is called a restaurant.
Yeah.
And this is not what I need from my coffee shop. I need like one very solid food item on the menu with the coffee, which is the star of the show. And for that, I go for Great North in St. John's, which I think has my platonic breakfast sandwich. Claudia, during the pandemic, I actually took the effort to try every breakfast sandwich in St. John's. I like went to every single place they had a breakfast sandwich to try and find the best one. And the one at the Great North was my favorite of all. It's like a sort of ham and egg with cheese, and they make a house-made chimichurri on it. It is so good.
What kind of bread?
It's a Dos Hermanos roll.
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah, it's a Dos
Yeah,
Hermanos
yeah.
English muffin. It is so good. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I got a double up for Great North. They have a parfait that I like, again, feel really weird buying because it's like $7 for yogurt. But it's so good because they make their own like peanut butter sauce that's delicious, and they make
best.
their own compote. It's so good.
And they have like 4 things on their food menu. You know,
Yeah.
they are not trying to be a restaurant. They just have
But
a
they
couple
nail
items that are really nice. Yeah.
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 What about you, Julia?
For me, I gotta say Portland Cafe. It's on Southeast Holgate, and they also have a location on Northeast MLK. And it's just a coffee shop that serves up some really banging bombies. And the coolest thing about it is that they're super duper affordable. You'll never spend more than $10 on a banh mi. They have so many different options. It's a pretty tight menu as well. So you go in, it's not a hard thing to pick something off the wall. get a really tasty Vietnamese coffee, and be on your way. They're open starting at 7 a.m., which I really felt like was the marker of a true coffee shop type place. They only stay open until 4. But I also have this theory that Vietnamese coffee is just somehow more caffeinated than any other coffee I've ever had. So it was kind of my go-to in college. I would always stop in at Vietnamese places to get iced coffees because it just went like straight to the veins. And then you could get all of your work done all at once. So if you haven't tried this place, we've shouted it out on the show many times before, but super tasty food, really good coffee.
Okay. Next one is, well, we all work from home, but sometimes we want to get out of home.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, Julia, you're able to do this. John, I don't know if you can. I can't because of the job that I carry for us.
The microphone part.
The microphone talking part. So I can't go and sneak away, unfortunately. So I'm a little jealous, but I want to hear, like, what are your go-to spots to get some work done? Because I know people have coffee shops that, like, they fit all of these very specific functions. And one of them is like, I must leave my house now, but still get work done. So, like, what are your call outs?
I don't do it as much as I used to, but I do have my like go-to in Portland. So, Julia, I also used to be a barista once upon a time.
That makes sense.
But it was like in college at like the most 90s ass coffee house of all time. Like I never learned how to like actually froth milk. I'd served horrible cappuccinos, but like the vibe was great. And it was just sort of like a hangout space for like college students to like work and drink a ton of coffee. So like I still have like such a affinity for that sort of like hang space, like working coffee shop. And for me, the go-to is Albina Press.
Yeah.
There's 2 locations. I like have always loved the Albina location, even before I moved to Portland. When I was visiting, that would be my friends are busy and I have an hour or 2 to kill and I go and hang out at Albina Press. They've got like a couple couches in the back, but it's mostly just like tables and like very like the chillest, friendliest coffee shop guys and gals. You never get any of that like coffee snobbery when you're ordering there. And like their food is like, they've got some like pastries and stuff, but it's not the star of the show. It really is like, this is a space for the community to come and hang out and drink a bunch of coffee. I have like written resumes there. I've read books there. I've done everything one can do in a hang coffee shop space in that room.
I've been there. I really like it. Is very spacious for sure. And I always see people working there.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Julia?
So this one's a little bit of a hack, dare I say. Laurel Coffee in Montevilla. They also have locations in Beaverton and Vancouver, but this spot's on Southeast Stark, right in that little downtown Montevilla area. And what's cool about this spot is that they exist in the same room as a ranch pizza. So yeah, it's great. So Laurel's open from 7:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And that's usually not enough time for me to get all of my work done, right? But the space doesn't close. So you can still hang out in these cozy little booths. Everything's kind of like a little pink pastel or orange pastel, kind of a trendy environment, not super rowdy. So it's easy to focus. They have enough outlets. The coffee's great. They have this like amazing miso butterscotch latte, which I was doubtful that I would like, but it was like perfectly sweet and also salty.
Mm-hmm.
And then when like lunchtime comes around, or even if you're there till dinner, Ranch is open till 9 p.m. So you can order a couple of slices of half pie and just literally hang out there all day. I think I have like a theme of like gravitating towards places that I don't feel like I need to leave at any sort of time. But yeah, another shout out, and this is kind of like an unexpected pick because it has the opposite effect where it's a pretty rowdy environment, but sometimes I really benefit from like overstimulating spaces to focus as well. It's the coffee shop connected to the Powell's on Hawthorne. It's this cute little spot, not very many spaces, but a lot of the folks that hang out there are working on different creative projects. So it's kind of like a buzzy environment. They're open until 7. And if you ever need to step away and kind of walk through the books to get inspiration and like take a break, that's always an option. But yeah, if you're at all curious about it, definitely check it out because it's somewhere that I didn't think I would enjoy so much as I do now.
Yeah, we actually have someone who wrote in about Powell City Books. His name's Theodore. He wrote, "My prejudice, personal fave, is the one in Powell City Books. Clean, stocked with reasonable coffee and munchies, comfy chairs, and books. Covers all my essential needs." So I feel like I've actually heard that particular coffee shop being people's favorite. I think it was actually, remember when we had Morgan Eckroth on and she had won at that year, like the barista championship of the US and then like got second in the world.
Yeah.
She called out specifically Powell City of Books. That little coffee shop is her favorite.
Well, I will say I know that Theodore, our listener, is talking about the one on Burnside just because of the comfy chairs part. The one on Hawthorne doesn't have comfy chairs.
If we could step back a minute, Julia, are you willing to divulge which episodes of this show you've completed while eating ranch pizza?
Oh my God.
I'm just wondering if we can feel the shine on those episodes, if there's a little bit of that extra little something.
Yeah, which
God.
ones?
I couldn't tell you because I couldn't even tell you what episode we put out yesterday. That's how it exists in my brain. But I'm going to keep track and I will let you know. I'll do a big reveal.
I want to see a spreadsheet.
The ranch collection.
Yeah. Yeah, I've actually been to that one. And I was very confused I went to the ranch side to order coffee. They're like, no, it's over there. And I'm like, why would I know that? Because the pizza ovens are behind me.
It's true. It's all integrated. It feels that way. It's easy to get confused.
All right. Well, before we wrap up, I want picks for all around best coffee shop. I'm talking best food, drinks, atmosphere, someplace that's checking all the boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have your all around pick?
I don't know that this is my all-around pick, but I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't shout out Black Rock Coffee Bar on Vancouver, which is a drive-through cafe, which I think is a sorely underappreciated part of Portland coffee culture, right? The fact that we have so many drive-through coffee shops is freaking amazing and is something that has not happened anywhere else I ever lived. And that place has definitely saved my life before.
Yeah. So it's definitely more of just in your heart. It's the best.
It's true. And for that reason, I tried to pick somewhere else, but I couldn't. It's Dear Sandy for me.
Yeah, it's got
It
it all.
is every time. It's my neighborhood spot. For all the reasons I've already explained, it's such a special place. And the owner, Kate, did such an amazing job of making it feel like everybody's home.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the thing that just makes me feel like it'll always be number one.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I'm just going back with Albina Press. That's my spot.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, for me, the all-around best coffee shop is just the one that's closest to me, and I think that's a cop-out. I'm just yeah, and I love it. It's Affogato. Just shout out Affogato. I love it. I think they have the best. John, I did something similarly, except I did it with cappuccinos, and I think Affogato has the best cappuccinos.
Oh, really?
And my girlfriend has said that she thinks they have the best lattes in all of St. John's. Something to check out. I don't know if they have flat whites. I'm sure they can make one. I don't know.
I'll drink a cappuccino. I like a cappuccino.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as Julie's not making it. She does not like it.
Nor I.
I'll judge you.
Well, a Hey Portland newsletter reader wrote in about their overall shop, and I just wanted to shout out because they hit every point as to why this this coffee shop to them rules. And it's Thomas. He wrote, I haven't been to all coffee shops in Portland, but the best one to me is Jet Black Coffee. Their newest location in Concordia feels like a second home office to me on the weekends when I want to chill and drink my drip coffee. I am not a black coffee drinker typically, but their Water Avenue signature roast is so good it doesn't need anything added. The major plus is that they're all vegan, so they're loaded with chouflai pastries and bagels with tofuti cream cheese. They're always making cool seasonal specials for drinks and food to keep things interesting. Thematically, they're at the apex of millennial aesthetic, plants and skateboarding. The Concordia spot, I know. The Concordia spot has a mini skate park outside of it, and they give away free used decks.
Okay.
The original location in the Gateway neighborhood is one of my favorite quiet places to just zone out with a bevy or catch up with friends. Jet Black rules. And I was just yeah, that sounds.
Man, I gotta check that spot out.
Put us all to shame because I was yeah, that's a good one. Miranda, another Hey Portland reader, also wrote, the Living Room Coffee House in Selwood is a gem I found recently. Great pastries, coffee, and staff. Slow service, but worth the wait with the care they take to make my coffee. They're just hey, you're going to wait a little bit. The space is massive and so cozy. Really is a book reader's or group meeting dream. This was something that our newsletter editor asked readers, and there were some good ones.
Yeah.
John, did you want to read them? Or?
Yeah, I'll take this bunch of them.
Yeah.
Keeper Coffee in Woodstock, which, if I remember correctly, I believe that was Morgan Eckroth, Champion Barista's home cafe.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I still have not made it down there. Again, the coffee shop that is the greatest is the one that's closest to you. And I am rarely in Woodstock at a coffee drinking hour.
No, I heard they have really great pastries too. So something to motivate you.
Another call for Great North in St. John's, which we already talked about. Dragonfly Coffee House on Northwest Thurman.
It's a great place to work too.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rose City Coffee in Brooklyn. Fetch in Selwood. And Fuller Coffee Shop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Fuller's Coffee Shop, I think, is more like a restaurant.
It feels more like a diner, but I can see people going in just for a cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, you guys, for hanging out, giving me some of your favorite coffee spots. You've inspired me a little bit. Like now I'm like, maybe I will spend $6 on a coffee.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't do it. I couldn't even say it with a straight face. But thank you, everyone, for listening. I hope that you check out one of these places. And if you have a favorite coffee shop we didn't shout out, hit us up at portland@citycast.fm. Would love to hear your rec.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
That's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, share it with a friend or rate and leave us a good review. It really helps us out. And don't forget, you can support this show and get some great perks by becoming a CityCast neighbor. Just visit membership.citycast.fm for all the details. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you with Slims.